Chargers! Welcome back to Book Nook. I'm your host, Kendall Morang, and I'm here with Tamatha Hargett. Our theme for this month was fresh starts, since it's the beginning of the school year. So, Tamatha, what book did you choose today?
I chose to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a book that's been on my to-be-read list for ages. I am a big fan of the whole dark academia vibe, and so this is one that comes in all of the lists. Like, The Historian is one of my favorite books, and people always compare this. And it is kind of like a blend of like The Historian meets Dead Poet Society. It has that whole new college student starting. He's moved across country from California to Vermont, attending this school, and he decides to major in literature. So he's studying like a lot of the classics, learning Greek and Latin, and he is introduced to a very small class of unique friends, and it starts turning into more of a thriller, less of a just starting over, coming of age, starting college, and it becomes he finds this small, tight-knit group, and they're all studying the classics, and then things start getting a little weird. He starts noticing some odd behavior from his friends and starts delving into they have some secrets that they are hiding. So you have the whole dark academia and going back to college with the fresh start.
If you had to pick a book to relate this book to, like, oh, this book is like such and such, what book would that be?
Mostly I would compare it to like Dead Poet Society and The Historian. Somewhat spooky, but has a good college starting afresh, but then you find yourself in things are a little bit different than you thought they would be.
Right.
I'm a big fan of like thrillers and suspense, so this one really combined that starting at college with the, oh my goodness, what's going on?
So if you had to rate this book 1 out of 10, 1 being, it was okay, it was a good read.
I would probably put this one at a 9. I'm not going to lie.
9.
This book, it will go on my favorite shelf. I will be keeping this one.
So before the show, you were talking about how this book isn't a hardcover or a paperback. It's an ebook.
It is not. It is actually an ebook. So if you go to the library website, or if you go on the App Store on your phone, you can download an app called Libby. And Libby, once you download it, you'll be able to log in using your Georgia Highlands credentials. So you'll sign in using like your student email, and it gives you access to our library of ebooks and audiobooks. And it's great because you could also, if you have a Pines card, you can also sign in using the public library system and gain that much more access. But I really love using Georgia Highlands because the public library, typically, especially for newer books, will have an extensive wait list. Like I've been on the wait list for like a year for some new books. So when we get books, we have a much smaller pool than the whole Pine system, obviously, so you won't have to wait nearly as long.
Right.
Another thing I would like to mention, now that we're starting a new semester, is if you're interested, please look up the book club. GHC has a book club, and we pick usually a new book a month, and we'll have some different meetings, and we'll have events throughout the year. Like I know last year they had a Court of Thorns and Roses themed ball. And
I went to that.
Yes, I heard it was very fun. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend, but I heard great things later on. They'll host tea parties and themed reading events. I believe we're going to have a few meetings at a coffee shop, like a bring your own book coffee shop, and we'll have readings and discussions of what we're all reading. And in addition to we'll vote on every month, I believe we vote on a new book.
I've also heard that they're looking for new leaders.
They are. They sure are. We had a few of our leaders graduate back in May, and so we are in need of a few positions.
So if you're a book nerd like us, you know who to check out.
Look up the GHC Book Club.
That's all we have today. Thank you for joining us in Book Nook. I'm your host, Kendall Morang, joined by Tamatha Hargett. And join us next month.